Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. We are from class NBH 6B and today we will be presenting our topic for conflict management and negotiation. This presentation is prepared for Dr. Muhammad Nazif bin Ramlan. Our presentation will discuss a workplace conflict case, identify the causes of the conflict, explain the strategy used, and recommend suitable conflict management strategies. We hope this presentation provides a better understanding of how conflict can be managed effectively in an organization. Before we begin, let us introduce our group members. My name is Siti HABIBAH binti Muhammad AZIM. Together with me are SARA ALISA binti SURATMAN, Nur HAYATIE binti ZAHARI, and Nur SYAHIRAH binti KAMARULZAMAN. Each of us was responsible for different sections of this presentation, and we worked together to complete the analysis and recommendation. Thank you, and now we will begin with our presentation.
So guys, for this slide, I'm gonna talk about how we did our research. Which is we use a qualitative research approach. That's mean we wanted to get information from someone with real experience. So we decided to interview Mr. Muhammad Azam. He worked as HR business partner at Dexcom in Malaysia, and he has a lot of experience, and he also like to share a real workplace conflict that he had handled it before, and he also explained how the HR team managed the situation and give us as a better understanding of conflict management. So we go to the main of our objective in our research. So the first one is we wanted to understand what a real workplace conflict looks like. And the second, we also wanted to identify the conflict management strategy that used by HRs. And the third one, we wanted to find out which is the strategy that used are effective or not. And the last one, we also wanted to give some recommendation to improve conflict management in the future.
Before discussing the case, let me briefly introduce the company. Dexcom Inc. was founded in 1999 and is headquartered in San Diego, California. It is a global leader in producing continuous glucose monitoring or CGM system that help people manage diabetes. In Malaysia, Dexcom operates its main manufacturing facility outside the United States in Batu Kawan Industrial Park, Penang. The factory has over 2,000 employees and uses advanced technology to produce medical devices for the global market. The company focuses on maintaining high product quality, following strict safety regulation, encouraging innovation, and empowering its employees. However, because departments such as production, engineering, and quality assurance work closely together to achieve different goals, conflict can sometimes occur. This is the main issue discussed in our case study.
Hi, my name is Nur SYAHIRAH binti KAMARULZAMAN. Now, I will explain the causes of the conflict. First, the goals were not same. QA wanted a full compliance and safety, while the production wanted a speed and high output. This made both sides pull in different directions. Second, the tasks were linked. Production could not release the products without a QA approval. So, when a QA stopped the lines, the whole production was delayed. Third, there was a power imbalance. The production manager had support from leadership and controlled many workers, while the QA engineer had a less authority but carries the heavy responsibility. Fourth, communication breakdown. Instead of talking directly, they use email. This creates misunderstanding and made the situation worse. Lastly, stress from the tight quarterly targets and leadership bias made the conflict grow bigger. The director sided with the production, which make QA feel unsupported.
Okay, now I will explain the strategy used by HRs and management. So before HR got involved, management tried to solve the conflicts first. Uh, the first strategy was for six or competing. That's mean the operation director asked the QR engineer to be more flexible because the company wanted to meet its production targets. However, this makes the QA engineer feel that her concerns about product quality was not being taken seriously. So the second strategy was avoiding. The production manager excluded the QA engineer from meetings and recorded her minor mistake for possible performance improvement plan or PIP. Instead of solving the problem, this made the conflict even worse. After that, HR stepped into the to handle the situation. What HR doing is HR conducted formal mediation to help both party communicate calmly and reduce the conflicts. The second, HR give the production manager formal counseling about his preparation to communication and remind him to follow company policy. Lastly, HR encourage cooperation by asking both party to focus on facts instead of emotional and works together to solve the problem. This help both department reach a better solutions. So I will pass to our members. Thank you.
Now, let's look at the conflict management styles that were used before HR stepped in. Initially, management tried to handle the situation internally, but they relied on a very destructive strategies. First, the operations director used a competing enforcing style. He pressured the QA engineer to be flexible and ignore the quality issues just to protect their shipping quotas. He basically backed the production targets over actual safety compliance. To make matters worse, the production manager used an avoiding information blockade style. He started leaving the QA engineer out of floor coordinations meeting and even tried to document minor mistakes to build a case to put her on a punitive performance improvement plan, PIP. As you can see, this only made the relationship worse. This brings us to the effectiveness of the strategies and how fairness were maintained. The initial forcing style by management was a complete failure. It almost led to a highly expensive constructive dismissal lawsuit for Descom. Fortunately, HR's phase approach was highly successful. First, they focused on emotional de escalation by hosting formal mediation sessions to cool down the tension. Then they use behavioral correction, issuing formal counseling to the production manager to stop his hostile communication styles. In terms of fairness and organizational justice, HR did an excellent job, which for procedural justice, HR stayed completely neutral. They didn't take sides based on departmental politics. Instead, they focused strictly on data and interviewed clean room floor witness. For international justice, HR stood up for the dignity of the employee. They enforced Descom's anti-harassment policy to stop the bullying, which eventually led to the production manager issuing a formal private apology to the QA engineer. Finally, let's talk about the ethical responsibilities of HR in this case, which can be broken down into three main points. First, handling asymmetric power dynamics. HR had to stand firm against strong pressure from operation leaders who prioritize shipment quotas over safety rules. They successfully defended a single junior employee's right to a safe and respectful work environment. Second, upholding global compliance and integrity. HR actually anchored all of their decisions directly in Dexcom's Global Code of Conduct, keeping compliance above short-term KPIs. And lastly, legal and corporate safeguarding. HR used Section 20 of the Malaysian Industrial Relations Act 1967 to educate the executive team on constructive dismissal. By doing this, they prevented a public, costly industrial court battle, successfully protecting the firm's financial and regulatory reputations. That concludes ethical responsibilities of HR.
Based on this case, there are three main recommendations to prevent similar conflicts in the future. First, the company should introduce shared cross-department KPIs. This means both the production and quality assurance departments are evaluated based on the same goals, such as productivity and product quality. This encourages teamwork instead of competition. Second, HR should conduct regular pulse checks and feedback sessions. By gathering employee feedback regularly, HR can identify early signs of conflict and resolve issues before they become more serious. Lastly, the company should implement an automated technical escalation process for quality issues. This allows decisions to be based on objective technical reviews rather than personal opinions, helping to reduce misunderstandings and maintain a positive working relationship between departments. Overall, these recommendations can improve collaboration, reduce workplace conflicts, and create a healthier and more productive work environment.
In the conclusions, the conflict start as a normal chats, but turn into the personal fights and bully. HR step with a proper plans. They use mediation sessions, give a counseling, and push both sides to work together. The result was clear. The production manager apologized, the bully stopped, and QA authority was respected against. An automatic review process was also added to the reduce human frictions. From this case, we learned that shared KPIs, early feedbacks, and fair justice can prevent a future conflicts. Overall, the company managed to balance productivity with a compliance, while also protecting employees' rights and keeping their reputation safe. That's all from our group. Thank you.